Welcome to the last part of my book series on influence. If you haven't seen parts 1, 2, or 3, check them out as it has been a wild ride. They go over the first 6 of the rules of influence. In this part, we'll be going more into depth on the last rule of influence and then discussing why it's so important to fight against those that try and use them to their advantage. What is up, YouTube? My name is Aiden Halfon. I am a freshman Cornell University student who makes videos on life advice as well as learning and fitness. The rule of unity. The rule of unity states that those in our we group get more agreement, trust, help, liking, cooperation, emotional support, and forgiveness. This rule has been ingrained in us ever since our lives as hunter-gatherers. When we were battling saber-toothed tigers and hunting mammoths, we needed to be relatively confident that we could trust those in our tribe. This same tendency to separate those outside the group from those inside has remained ever since. A couple of major things determine how much we integrate someone into our we group. One of the most obvious and powerful are common features. This can be anything from physical appearance to ethnicity, race, culture, nationality, family, and political and religious affiliations. Out of these factors, familial relations provides a particularly insane influence on unity. Cialdini himself said he found his most astounding influence effect in his career through a study on kinship factors. Cialdini wanted to assess the differences in attitudes between parents and students in his class. To do so, he sent out a questionnaire to both students and their parents back home. Only 20% of the parents filled out and returned the questionnaire when no other incentive was given. Cialdini then told parents an extra point would be given to their students' next test score upon completing the questionnaire. This raised compliance rates to an astounding 97%. Similarity factors aren't the only thing that contributes towards the rule of unity. For example, simply doing physical actions identical to others can promote an unconscious sense of unity. One study conducted on some college students showed this to great effect. Students were separated into groups and asked to tap a pencil to the sound of an auditory beat. Some pairs listened to the same music, while others listened to 2 completely different things. Those that listened to the same music clearly noticed that their beats synchronized with each other. Afterward, one participant in the group had to solve some difficult math/logic problems. Interestingly, those that listened to the same music and tapped in tandem had a 49% chance of staying afterward and helping their partner. However, partners who listened to different music had an 18% chance of staying and helping their partners in distress. This is why music is such a powerful unifying tool. When you listen to music with someone, you feel the same verbal, emotional, and physical sensations as they do. You often move yourself to the beat of music and switch your emotional state to what the music is trying to portray. Cialdini mentioned in the book that these unifying factors change in strength based on their context and time. Unifying factors that sprout from common political parties have more strength closer to elections than when far away. In addition, sports fans are more likely to relate and help each other during their team's season than outside of it. This means unity factors are ever changing, not only because of individual and locational contexts, but also chronological ones. Defense. As always, you should not try and actively defend against the rule of unity. Usually, this rule is super helpful in our everyday lives. It makes us more likely to associate ourselves with those that will aid us in our daily pursuits or goals. However, one thing that we must steer clear of is the blind helping of those in our unity group. We need to realize that just because someone is in our we group doesn't mean that we have to agree or support them in every one of their endeavors. Sometimes someone outside of our group will be correct, and if we ignore them simply because they aren't in our we group, we will miss out on valuable learning experiences. Why we need these rules of influence. We live in an age unlike ever before. In the last 20 years, social media has completely changed how we live our lives. Information is more readily available than ever before, with the click of a button giving us access to practically any question we could have. In this blitz of modern existence, we need shortcuts to make decisions in our lives. rules that we can follow to make daily existence more manageable. This is why the rules of influence are so important. These rules allow us to take mental shortcuts. As a result, we can spend our valuable and limited willpower on more pressing matters during our days. Anyone who violates these rules is, in essence, a traitor to modern existence. They're making it impossible for us to fully trust the rules of influence. This is not to say that using the rules to our advantage is bad. On the contrary, it's only bad if used in a malicious or purposely harmful way. We need to be practically certain that we can fall upon these rules to survive in the modern world. We need to punish those that aren't willing to accept this fact. If we can craft a world in which shortcuts like these are viable almost all the time, there is no telling where humanity can reach in the coming years. We have progressed so far with this interconnected nature, learning more in the past 20 years than 100 years combined. Why not reach for the stars? Congratulations on making it to the end of my book series on influence. If you like this series, please consider checking out the book for yourself on Amazon using my affiliate link. The book goes much more in depth than I will ever be able to go in a video series, and it truly did change my perspective on the world. Self-learning and reading in general is one of the best things you can do with your free time. There is power in learning something entirely on your own whim. If reading more sounds like something you would be interested in, check out my video on how to read more, as well as Blinkist, the best book summary website I know of. The first video will teach you how you can start to implement the reading habit into your day. And the second will teach you how to find books that you will actually be interested in reading using Blinkist. I worked really hard to make this series possible and would appreciate any likes or support you can give. As always, have a fantastic day and bye-bye.